The cinematic landscape of 2008 witnessed a profound reimagining of one of Japan's most cherished cultural icons. Fumihiko Sori, a director known for his visual flair, took a daring leap by stepping into the shadow of the legendary Zatoichi. However, he did not merely walk the beaten path. Instead, he introduced us to Ichi, a wandering blind musician, a ghost, portrayed with haunting grace by Haruka Ayase. This film is not just an action flick, it is a melancholic symphony of steel, snow, and silence that seeks to redefine the essence of the blind swordsman trope. By shifting the gender of the protagonist, Sori didn't just change the face of the hero. He altered the emotional DNA of the story, transforming a tale of wandering justice into a deeply personal quest for identity and human connection. The atmosphere of the film is established through a deliberate and painterly use of color and shadow. We meet Ichi as she travels through a rugged, unforgiving landscape. She carries a shamisen, her music serving as both her livelihood and her emotional shield. Unlike the jovial, gambling Zatoichi played by Shintaro Katsu, Ayase's Ichi is a figure of icy isolation. She is haunted by the memory of the man who raised her and taught her the lethal art of the sword, a man who eventually disappeared, leaving her with nothing but a hidden blade and a void in her heart. This sense of longing permeates every frame of the film, making her journey feel less like a series of adventures and more like a desperate attempt to find a reason to continue existing in a world that views her as nothing more than a victim. The narrative gains momentum when Ichi encounters Toma Fujihira, played by Takao Ohsawa. Toma is a samurai who carries a heavy secret. Despite his high rank and training, he is unable to draw his sword in combat due to a traumatic event in his past. This creates a fascinating dynamic between the two leads. Ichi, who is physically blind but possesses a terrifyingly clear mastery of the sword, is paired with a man who has perfect sight but is spiritually and professionally paralyzed. Their relationship is not a traditional romance but rather a recognition of mutual brokenness. They are two halves of a whole, navigating a society that has no place for a woman who can kill or a samurai who cannot. The primary conflict arises from the emergence of the Banki 2, a ruthless gang of outlaws led by the scarred and sadistic Banki, portrayed with chilling intensity by Shido Nakamura. Banki is the perfect foil for Ichi. He is a man who revels in chaos and power, seeing the world as a playground for the strong. When he witnesses Ichi's incredible prowess with her concealed blade, he becomes obsessed with her. To him, she is a miracle of violence that he must either possess or destroy. This leads to a series of escalating confrontations where the stakes are not merely survival, but the preservation of dignity. The choreography in these scenes is breathtaking, utilizing the iaido style, the art of drawing the sword and striking in a single motion. Because Ichi is blind, her fighting style relies on sound and sensation, and the film's audio design heightens this by emphasizing the shink of the blade and the rustle of clothing in the wind. What makes this film truly unique is how it handles the weight of violence. In many Chanbara films, the hero cuts through waves of enemies with effortless cool. In Ichi, every strike feels heavy with consequence. Ichi does not enjoy killing. She does it with a cold, mechanical efficiency that suggests it is a burden she was forced to carry. Haruka Ayase delivers a performance of remarkable restraint. She conveys a world of pain through the tilt of her head or the slight trembling of her hands when she holds her shamisen. She manages to make Ichi feel both invincibly dangerous and heartbreakingly vulnerable. The film explores the idea that her skill with the sword is actually a barrier between her and the rest of humanity, a cursed gift that keeps her in the shadows. Visually, Fumihiko Sori employs a style that blends traditional period aesthetics with a modern, almost comic book-like vibrancy. The contrast between the pure white snow and the crimson blood that spatters across it is a recurring motif, symbolizing the intrusion of violence into the natural world. The cinematography often lingers on the small details, the strings of the shamisen, the texture of a worn kimono, the way light reflects off a steel blade. These moments of stillness provide a necessary counterpoint to the explosive action sequences. The film's pacing reflects Ichi's own internal rhythm, long periods of quiet reflection interrupted by sudden, sharp bursts of intensity. The climax of the film is a masterclass in tension and emotional payoff. As the conflict with the Banki reaches its boiling point, Toma is forced to confront his cowardice, and Ichi is forced to decide if she will continue to live as a ghost or if she will finally claim a place for herself in the world. The final battle is not just a test of skill, but a spiritual reckoning. The snow falls heavily, blurring the lines between the combatants, and the sound of the wind becomes a character in itself. It is here that the film's themes of memory and legacy come full circle. Ichi realizes that the man she has been searching for is not just a person, but a symbol of the strength she already possesses within herself. Beyond the action and the drama, Ichi serves as a poignant commentary on the role of the outsider. In feudal Japan, a blind woman was often relegated to the fringes of society, expected to be invisible and submissive. Ichi defies every expectation placed upon her. She is a woman who occupies a space traditionally reserved for men, and she does so without ever losing her essential femininity. The film doesn't try to make her one of the boys. It allows her to be a unique entity, a warrior who mourns, a musician who kills, and a searcher who eventually finds that the answers she seeks are not at the end of a road, but within the choices she makes for others. Ultimately, the 2008 Ichi is a film that demands to be felt as much as it is seen. It honors the tradition of the Zatoichi mythos while carving out its own distinct identity. It is a story about the scars we carry, both visible and invisible, and the ways in which we try to heal them. By the time the credits roll, the image of Ichi walking away into the distance, her shamisen on her back and her sword hidden from view, lingers in the mind. She remains an enigma, a flicker of light in a dark world, a reminder that even in silence and blindness, one can find a path to the truth. The film stands as a testament to the power of reimagining classic stories, proving that with the right vision, even a legend can be born anew.